But historians should see that they're forged from the content. December 1940, Count Giano writes in one entry in his diary that the mess we're in Italy now is thanks to General Irving Rommel. If it wasn't for Rommel, we wouldn't be in this mess we're in North Africa now. Rommel wasn't sent to North Africa until 2 months later, February 1941. So that diary entry is the first piece of evidence that that's a fake. But people still quote the Giano diaries because it is so useful to quote. And this is basically one of the fundamental lessons that you learn as a non-conformist historian, that in wartime, and I'm not criticizing this, governments create propaganda agencies whose job it is to lie about the enemy. Propaganda agencies. In England, it's called the Ministry of Information. In the United States, it was the Office of War Information. In Germany, it was the Reich Propaganda Ministry. And these bodies continue spewing out the lies about the enemy so that the soldiers point their guns in the right direction, whether it's Iran or Saddam Hussein or Iraq or whatever. That's the job of the propaganda ministries, and I'm not criticizing it. In wartime, you do that kind of thing. But when the war ends, the problem is there's no Ministry of Truth. There's nobody set up by the same government to kind of follow the parade like the man with the bucket and the shovel picking up the dirt. It should be the job of the historians, but of course they don't do that, because if you do that, you're going to get shot at. Because they've learned, probably by then, the respectable historians, the conformist historians, that it's better just to swim with the tide. Keep your head below the parapet. They've been taught by professors who were taught by professors who were taught by professors who were professors during the war. So it's a kind of self-propagating thing, and they've all got their blinkers on, and nobody's actually thinking sideways. And thinking sideways is what we, the nonconformists, do. We've not been given a set list of reading books, usually containing quite a large number of books written by Herr Professor himself. We're capable of thinking for ourselves and going back to the original records and saying, this doesn't ring true. And